first senior day as
Yeah.
head coach? I mean, you've been through a lot of them, but is it any different, and what do you anticipate your emotions are going to be
Yeah,
like?
you know, I don't think I've had had a lot of time to reflect. Like, it's so funny, this whole year is like, it's just all a first in a way, but yet also normal. And, you know, when I see, you know, this little senior day thing, it's kind of like, whoa, you know? And I think it'll be a lot of nostalgia, and I thought about it a little bit up in my office, the sentimentality, because this group, you know, I think will always be special to me personally, in the sense that they all held, they all stayed, they all wanted to, you know, do it with this new era, and I'm really grateful for that. And, you know, I just feel very, very fortunate that they did, and I'm so happy that they're, you know, we've had, you know, a level of success. So I think tomorrow or Sunday it'll be pretty, you know, emotional. But I haven't really thought about it being my first senior day. I just think that I'm pretty fortunate that I had this group of seniors in my first go at this thing. They're really great people.
Jen asked you about Sid. I feel like when you look at last year's team, she was a big reason why you guys didn't have to get this major portal addition, because she was able to come in and play that type of role you guys needed. Can you just talk about some of her moments here and what's it been like coaching her?
You know, Sid has just always been that, you know, he just does what you need to do and just goes hard and, you know, tough as nails, and you just wish that everybody had that, you know, that drive. And, you know, that drive that when she was frustrated that she wasn't playing, but she understood the good of the mission. And then last year, what was such a fun part of that story is when she got her shot, she was more than ready. And I think that's such a good example for, you know, a lot of the freshmen this year that are kind of waiting, and they're so used to such more starring roles. I think Sid can show everybody how, you know, your time will come if you're patient. And she was always part of the success in the process, but it's fun that she's gotten, you know, a little bit of the shine here. And she's just been really instrumental this whole year. You know, her leadership, you know, the whole year. She had that adversity with her knee and wasn't quite ready to roll and didn't quite gain her footing until that healed a little bit, but she was still playing. So I'm just really happy for her personally, but I think what she means to our team is, Abby and I were watching film on the plane last night, and Sid's one of those kids that out of like help rotations, she finds the way to help the helper box out, get a hand on it, or get the rebound when it should have not at all been her rebound, right? Or at least tip it to someone. And she just has that mentality, and that just is really a lot of times intangible, and she's just been a huge, huge catalyst.
The last few years you've had a lot of seniors that have been 4th, 5th, 6th year seniors with the way COVID worked out. Mm-hmm. Lucy Olson comes in for 1 year, feels like she's been here like 10 minutes.
I know.
She was the one that walked in today and was pretty emotional about it. Just what's it been like coaching her for 1 year?
Just a joy. I mean, I told her from the, you know, I loved recruiting her right after the season, just for the, you know, speed dating. But when she came to visit, it was like, wow, you know, this kid fits. And then when she moved here, it has just been a blast. She's eager. She's, you know, early to a fault. She wanted to do the right thing. So trying to figure out how to be this scorer and try to, you know, facilitate the offense, but always so willing. And just a great young lady. And I always told her, I'm like, oh, I wish I could have coached her for 4, you know, whatever the role. And I'm forever grateful for her, because she has made, you know, the difference, sticking with that commitment when, you know, she didn't have to, because the portal's so weird anyway, right? We're all trying to figure out all the things. And I just, you know, I hope she's had a heck of a ride, because we have with her. And she just is stellar. Her and, you know, her folks have been great.
Senior day aside, there is a basketball game. You guys play Wisconsin. Just curious to get your thoughts on Wisconsin, the Challengers League.
Yeah. You know, I just think the league is, you know, so tough, you know, the top, and then it's interesting this year, there's just a little different battle, and there's the edge when people are competing to go to the tournament, right? So there's always a little, different level of feistiness when you're playing. Sometimes at the end of the year, people are a little tired or, what have you, or the, expectations, they didn't meet them or whatever. But with this particular way the conference is this year, if you're still in the fight for that, everybody, it just seems like a huge game, and this is a huge game. I don't even know the standings if Wisconsin solidified it or not, but I just know that we've played some, games with them. I think last year there we were tied or something at half. Marissa, I think a lot of Marissa. They're playing a ball screen offense. They got a really athletic post. Sarah Williams is a really great center. They got a couple kids shooting like crazy from the three. So, we're going to have sound defense. We can't get lost in the nostalgia of senior day. We can't, just think, oh, God, it's the last game of the season. And utter respect for them and anybody in the Big. It's just a tough league. So we're going to have to bring it. I suspect we will. But senior days are always a little dicey because there's a lot of tears flowing before and after.
One or two more.
Yeah, you obviously as a post coach, I imagine Addie and AJ kind of have a soft spot in there for you.
Yeah.
Just their impact.
Yeah.
AJ, probably, hope maybe she'd have a bigger role.
Yeah,
in
and
4
I think
years
that's
and-
the thing. I just really am appreciative of both of them, and I hope AJ feels now and understands what a big part of everything she's been. But she came in here as a forward facing the basket, and then we moved her to a 5. We needed some depth there, and so she understands the game. She's really smart. She's feisty. She has made everybody that plays ahead of her better, and she's never gotten a moment in the sun. And I know that's hard, and I know it's frustrating, and you could feel for that as a coach, but you also need to do what you got to do, right? And I think AJ does understand that, and I think she's really, been a big part of it. So I hope she'll always feel that special connection here. And then Addie similarly, but Addie's role got a little bigger, right? She's played some big minutes in the last season. Certainly this year she had some starting, and she's now comes off the bench with Hannah, depending on matchups. That's what we usually do. If it's a different matchup, Ava will get some minutes as we're bringing her along. So I think when you're a role player, there's just a special place for you in a coach's heart, because you got to do a lot of the things that never get the stat sheet. And I think both of those young women have done that. And Addie, she's handled a lot of different roles, from starting to not starting to playing a lot to playing a little. And, she's always stayed ready, and I'm really, really proud of her for that.
The league changed the Big Ten tournament to where now not everyone gets in. Do you feel strongly one way or the other about that change?
Well, I kind of, my son and I, we talk about it a lot. I think that's what the fun of March Madness is everybody's got a shot. I can't even remember the discussions when I got this job. I went to my first Big Ten meetings, and I don't know if it was decided before those meetings or what we discussed. I just know that the conference had some reasonings behind it, but I can't even remember what they were, because my head was spinning or that was done before. But I think just my appreciation for March Madness, I think, it'd be great if everybody got a shot, right? But I don't know if it was facility rentals, logistics on TV, all of it. But just take everything else aside, I think everybody should go. I think it's, more fun. And even though if it's that small percentage that a team can really do it, I think that's what the Madness of March is all about.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, guys.